Hey guys, welcome back. So we need to kind of measure whether you're losing weight or you're not losing weight, if that's your goal. Obviously, if gaining weight's your goal, we also need to measure that as well. So what do we do here? Now, there's lots of problems with weighing yourself and the way it's done in a lot of weight loss or weight gain type of diets where you might get weighed once a week. Sometimes you might get weighed once a month, or you might not get weighed at all. Now, what we want you to do here is actually weigh yourself in a specific way, which Dean's going to tell you about in a minute. But I want to just talk about why the once a week weigh-in is fundamentally a huge problem to actual seeing whether you've lost weight. It can be really, really confusing to find out if you've lost weight. You might know somebody, it might be yourself, that's gone to our club, for example, on a Tuesday night. You've got on the scales, you've been told off because you weigh more than you did the week before. Now, there's so many things going on with that weigh-in than just body fat. You've got your salt levels, your stress levels, what else? Like your food levels that you ate the day before, how much food you've got in your stomach, whether the person starved that day and tried to get a low weigh-in or whether they didn't, what clothes the person's wearing, how much they drank the day before. There's so much going on.
Even how much sleep you've had, how much stress you're under, it all has a massive impact.
So there's no way of knowing what you weigh on that one day. So what we need to do is give you some sort of tool which you can now take away and you can use to find out what you actually weigh, and it's going to be for that week. So I'll let Dean kind of explain about that.
So what we're actually going to get you to do now is get weighed every single day, first thing in the morning. You're also going to be as close to naked as possible without getting arrested, and all you're going to do every single day, jump on those scales after you've been to the toilet and just record what you weigh every single day. Now, this weight will go up and down every single day.
And it's normal.
And it's completely normal, so you just completely ignore it. But you make a note of it every single day. Get weighed in pounds. At the end of the week, all we're going to do then is get an average for that week. So that is basically adding up all of your weights for all of the days and then just dividing by how many days there are. As simple as that.
So just to interrupt you there, you have to do that in pounds. If you do it in stone or you do it in kilograms, sometimes it can get a bit confusing. So a good thing to do is set your scales to pounds, add them all together, divide by how many you got weighed. So you might forget one and you might do 6, divide by 6. If you struggle with this again, head over to the group. One of the other people that have already done it will kind of help you, or we will. What else could you do to measure progress? Probably a photograph. I know it might be scary, you might not want to do that, but keep it for yourself, keep it private. Take a photograph somewhere private, front on, side on, back on, keep it somewhere out of the way. But you're going to want to look back at that in the future when you've done this system and you've transformed, and it's also going to drive you later on when we get into a bit of mindset talking. Anything else?
Don't forget, with this photo, things are only going to get better.
Yes. What else?
More progress. Measurements.
So measure your body weight, your body measurements. So get yourself a tape measure, measure your belly, around your belly button, measure your arms, measure your legs, write that down, because in a few videos time or in a few weeks time, we're going to need them again to create some sort of progress measurement going on.
For females as well, measure around your hips, so we get a hips and a waist measurement together.
So now we're talking about measuring yourself. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially when we talk about getting weighed every day. It might be a little bit scary, but what I like to say here is be so obsessed with these numbers on the scales, within a few weeks you'll realize that it's up and down so much that you become so unobsessed. It doesn't matter what the scales weighs in the morning. What does matter is your average weight, and then putting all the other tools together to use that correct number rather than one of these estimated numbers depending on how thick the jumper was or the t-shirt was you were wearing on Tuesday night when you went to get weighed. That it for this one?
Yeah, simple as that.
Average weight, take a photograph,
do some
measure
measurements.
yourself. Done.